All right, guys, what's going on? This is a video that I'm going to go over how to find the right distance for your feet for squatting, okay? See it all the time. People are squatting really close, getting really wide. A lot of it's determined about your flexibility in your hips, your ankles, your knees, what you're used to doing. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible, okay? So the first thing we need to understand is what the basic position of standing is. And in most of the movements that we do, our basic position of standing is what we call our jumping stance, or it's right under our hips. So if you're just standing in general, and I were to tell you to just hop in place, okay, naturally your feet are going to kind of come together and they're going to be right in line under your hips. If I draw a straight line down from my hip joint straight to the floor, it's going to go right to my toes. Okay, that's your natural standing jumping stance. That's where we start most exercises, from this position. Okay, the easiest way for you to get into a better position for squatting, because this is too close, right? The easiest way is to simply pop your heels out, boom, whatever's comfortable. You don't need to go like super far, just whatever your natural inclination is when you pop your heels out, and then bring your toes out to be straightforward. Okay, that is the easiest way to find your squat stance. From here, you can go down and squat, and you can feel, do I feel like I have room to push my knees out and for my hips to get down? When I squat, these are questions to ask yourself. When I'm squatting, do I feel like I can squeeze my butt? And am I feeling it back here in my butt and my hamstrings? Or am I feeling it more in my knees and my quads? If you're feeling it in your knees and your quads, you probably need to come out a little bit. The closer you get in, the more focus on the knees and quads you get. So come out a little bit, okay? Make sure you push those knees out, and then you're squatting there. All the weight's in your heels. You should be able to wiggle your toes, okay, and squat. That's the easiest way. Remember, jumping stance, okay? From there, heels, toes, that's a good spot to start from. Another point of reference, when we start in our jumping stance, or our normal standing stance, we're talking about lining our feet up with our hips. When we're in our squat stance, another thing to think about is you're going from your shoulders down. Okay, so jumping, hips, squat, shoulders. It's a little bit wider. Your shoulders should be wider than your hips. Your hip bones, okay, your hip joints, wherever those hip flexors connect where your leg bends. That's what we're talking about, okay? And then your squat position is usually about shoulders, the outside of your shoulders going down. If you put your hands at your hips and go straight down, right, that's kind of where your hands should be pointed right at your feet. Okay, so two different ways you can kind of find a good position for squatting. Okay, heels, toes, or simply hands down at your side, fingers pointed out. You go in a straight line down from your shoulders, and that's where your feet should be. Okay, hope that helps. If you have any questions or you're still not exactly sure, as always, just shoot a question and ask. See ya.